ఇంకా క్రాస్ ఉంది, పైకి లేచిపోయింది. కట్ అయిపోతుంది కదా, కిందకి దింపు. నొక్కేసావు బటన్. వదిలేసి వదిలేసి ఉన్నాయి ఇలా. ఓకే, వెల్, వెరీ గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ గైస్. So last day we just been discussing about how to develop a API service. We just been developed an API service in the last session, and if you observe this one here, we are just been trying to perform a database operation. We are working with database. We are just trying to do a database operation here. Okay, we are trying to do a database operation. Observe it. We just got a get method, already tested get method. We tested get method already. What we need to test is only post, put, and delete. Post, put, and delete. Post. What is the post? Post is to insert a record. Right, to insert a record, the internal code is same only. There is no difference. But generally, when we insert, we again call display customers. Right, in MVC, what we call display customers. But here we are not calling a display. We are writing a message. Success or failure or that message, that's all. Because here only data gets transferred, not the views. Here only the data gets transferred, not the views. Because it is only the data which is getting transferred, we only send the messages here. And the return type is louder. HTTP response message. Here also, in all the three cases, the return type is going to be HTTP. Response message is what exactly we are just trying to use here. Fine. Let us test. Let's test. Let us test this, guys. Yeah. Last class, we stopped here with a get request. In the get request, you can observe you got all the records from the table. How many? Some 15 records are there. All the 15 are loaded. And you can make a get request /105. So you'll be getting only particular record. Yeah. They got only one record, 105. Now let us try this also. What's it? Let us try insert, update, delete. Okay, I want to insert a record. You can try from Postman. You can try from Postman how to insert a record. From the Postman, you can just go for inserting a record. If at all you just want to insert a record using Postman, the process is very simple, guys. Okay, so yeah, have a look. This is your, I want to insert, and this is how you should pass the data. So 115 records are there. So new record is 116. Okay, some name, balance 22,000, city Hyderabad. Is that clear? City Hyderabad. Now let me copy this. Come to Postman. Okay. What you'll do now? Change this to post. Change this to post. Afterwards, go to body. And here it should be raw, and here it should be JSON. And type your text there. Clear, type your text there. And click on send. See the response. Are you clear? The response is created. Yes, the record got created. Again, change this to get request and say send should get you that particular record. Okay. I'm just sending 105 there. Okay. Got it. If you want a still clarification, go to SQL Server. Initially, SQL Server contains only 115 records. And now you see there are 116 records. Is that clear? Next. The next thing I want to do is I want to update. I want to update record. I want to update this record 105. The name balance, I just want to make it as like 16,000. This Delhi, I want to make it as Kolkata. Is that clear? So this is what exactly my intention is all. Yeah, this is the original record, Peter. I want to make the balance as 16,000. And this Delhi, I want to make it as Kolkata. Clear? So let me copy this. Okay. Go to put, select Pudia, and this is your data. This is your data. And just click on send. The response is okay. Okay means success. So go to SQL, try that. So 105 is the record you modified, okay? Check. Updated? Oh, wrong. Kolkata A missing there. Kolkata, re-update. Re-execute. Okay, now. So I can, suppose see, when I'm updating, I want to update the record number 125. Is 125 existing? Come on, fast. 125 existing? No. But yes, you have only 16 records now. 125 is not existing there. So click on the send. It will tell you. Because I written the code internally for that. See the code? First, I am finding the record. If the record is null, not found. If the record is null, it is a not found. It is just going to be a not found. Okay? So in the place of balance, I am passing hello. Wrong data. I'm passing hello. When I pass hello, okay. not 125. First it should be 105. What went is null. So actually, when we're designing the UI, what we require to do is we just do all the data annotation. So wrong data entering will not be possible. But with Postman, no. With Postman, what is the problem? When you enter hello there, Postman is automatically not reading the value and sending it as null there. So that's way it was just going to show you the data. But that's wrong. Okay, but that's way we just require to depend upon the annotations, and with the help of the annotations, we need to restrict all those things. So now I again updated with the value, and you see again you got the value 16,000 back. Okay. So basically, if I try to perform actions, okay, I'm just trying to go for a post action again. Post. I'm trying to insert a record with 105. I'm trying to insert a record with 105. Primary key violation. So it will show you what is that? Internal server error. Why? Because check it the code. I've written that condition there. If any exception occurs, are you clear? It is success created. Any error, internal server error, and if anything going to be not found. Are you clear? Everything, not only put and delete, post also from Postman only. Everything we are doing from Postman only. Okay. Now I want to perform a delete operation. Delete. Alright, delete doesn't require any input or body. There's no body for delete. Delete, just what you require to pass is only a status value. Only ID, customer ID. 108 is the customer ID what I'm passing. 108 is the customer ID what I'm passing. Click on send. Okay. And come to database, verify. Here also I put my condition, guys. What condition? 118. 118 is not existing. So 404 not found. Is that clear? See, when you learned about APIs and send a little, really that is going to be a bit confusing. But when you develop that simple code, yeah, it's only a simple code. Tomorrow, if at all I'm just going to put my API in a public server, if I put my API in a public server, anyone can call the API and perform my operation on my database now. Are you clear? If I give public access, if at all you have any restricted access or anything, that is secondary. If at all you just try to give any public access, anyone can hit the server and anyone can access the code. Is that clear? Okay. Sir, but will everyone test from Postman? No. Postman is only a web debugging tool, what I shown you. Tomorrow, end users will not try from Postman. Did you catch my point or not? End user will not try from a Postman now. How they try? From some UI. They need some user interface now. Okay. Generally, web APIs are called in the real time in two different ways. One, using jQuery they call. One option is calling by using jQuery. With the help of jQuery, you can just call. Using Ajax, without a postback, you can perform all these operations. That is calling from jQuery. That's one mechanism. Second option what we have is calling from C# also. We can also call from another MVC application or a C# application. From anyone you can call. Is that point clear? So in the real time tomorrow, what will happen? They'll be calling from Postman. The actual process is to call from the Postman. Calling from the client side using jQuery. Or you can also call from MVC application. Anything is possible. Both are possible here. Okay, I'll show you one example calling it through jQuery, Ajax, so that there'll not be any postbacks. Without any postbacks, inserting, updating, deleting, all these operations will work. Second option, calling it from MVC, means C# code. Calling it from MVC, writing the C# code. I'll show you both the two options. So ignore Postman now. So we are done with Postman. No need to use HTTP action result. Use action result. Enough now. You can directly use action result only. Because you right click on HTTP, someone asking the question, can I use action result? If you right click on this and say go to definition, what is the parent HTTP response message? It is possible. Yeah, you can use action result. In action result, we have an action result called as HTTP response result. There is an action result called HTTP response result. I listed you all the action results too earlier. And one result I did not tell you and I said you, I'll talk about this in the web API. And that's what. You can use HTTP. There is a result type called as HTTP response result. We can use that. That also can be used. There is a problem with your SQL server. Fix that first. Then not with web API. Did you develop your applications earlier? Or did the first time you're writing the code? Did you work with the NT framework earlier? Your SQL server code is wrong. So there is no issue with MVC, web API. The problem with your SQL provider failed means there is a problem with SQL server. So run your previous applications first. Is there any problem with your SQL server? Check it out that first. Okay, guys. Now, last day, what we opened a web API project. Last day, what we opened is a web API project, correct? Now, this is a web API project now. Because this is a web API project, what can I do here? I can only write, I can only have API controllers here. Now, I wanted to add a MVC controller here. I want to add a MVC controller. For what, sir? I want to call it from jQuery. I want to call it from jQuery. Means you're required to create a view page now. Yes or not? But you cannot create a view pages in web API. If you want it, that can be done only in the MVC. So, all of you observe. If you go to app start, you have a config. What config? But what you require is a route config per MVC. What you require is route config for MVC. So, just observe it. If at all I just wanted to add a MVC controller here, if I want to add a MVC controller, right click on the controllers, add controller, normal controller here, MVC controller is what I'm adding, home controller. When you click on add, see what is going to happen. It will tell you, what is it? Your project is a API project and you are trying to add a MVC controller now. So if that is the case, you're required to make so and so changes in the project. It's giving a list and telling you these are all the changes what you're required to make in your application now. Visual Studio has the full set of dependencies for ASP.NET MVC 5 to your project. Which project? API service. The global.asx file in the project may require additional changes to enable ASP.NET MVC. What is that? Adding of all the references. Second, if the code does not already define an application start method, add the following method. What method? Application start. And that should contain the following code in it. That should contain the following code inside of it. That is all what it is telling you. If you at all you want to make it as an MVC, these are all the changes what you're required to do. Okay. So let me clarify how exactly we need to do all these things. But first point you understand, it added you a route config in the project. Notice that there is a route config added. Earlier what we have is only web API config. Now it added bundle config, filter config, route config, all these things added. You know what is bundle config? You also know what is filter config. And you know route config as well. So route config is added, see. Are you clear? But still many errors here. See, okay, the screen. See, you see error. All these are errors. Why all these coming errors, sir? Because the reason behind the error is MVC. Actually, what happens when I select a MVC checkbox, Web API checkbox, Web Forms checkbox? Checkboxes we are checking now for blank project. Why are we checking that? When we check those checkboxes, automatically the required references will be added to your project. You select MVC checkbox, it will add all the MVC references to the project. You select Web Forms checkbox, it will add all the Web Forms references to the project. You select Web API checkbox, will add all the Web API references to the project. What did you select? Tell me in the last class. Which checkbox you selected? Web API. So what it added? All the Web API references are added. But MVC references are missing now. Are you getting me? That is why the MVC code is giving errors now. So what to do? You need to manually add the references to the MVC now. Okay, how? NuGet Package Manager. Open the NuGet Package Manager. And there are two NuGet packages what you're required to install. The first NuGet package is Microsoft dot Asp Net. Asp Net dot MVC. Spelling mistake. Oh, I'm searching an install. Need to search in browse. I'm searching an install here. I need to search in browse. Yeah. Here you'll be finding up. Microsoft dot ASP.NET dot MVC. Yeah, first one. Okay, be careful. You'll also find MVC core, not MVC core. MVC core will learn. Okay, ASP.NET MVC. Install it. In the first package. The second package is, you remember this Microsoft.ASP.NET Web Optimization. I already explained to you when I'm talking about bundling. Minification and bundling. When I talked about minification and bundling, I talked about it. Okay. So what is that? ASP.NET Web dot ASP.NET Web dot Optimization. Is the first one. This is the second one what you require. Install. These are the two packages what you require to install. It's taking time, guys. Hold on. Okay. Why it taken a lot of time? Okay, guys. Okay. Now after installing this, you go to route config. There are no errors. There are no errors in route config now. Okay. Now the second thing what you'll do now is open global.asx. Already we have application start method there. Already we have application start method and it is registering the web config, web API config. It is registering the web API config. Okay. So here also write route config dot register routes table dot not routes table, route table dot routes. We already know this. In MVC, we have learned about this particular thing. Clearer? Okay. Now, your project can also run MVC controllers and API controllers also. Both you can run? Yes, you can run both. For example, in the home controller, guys, we have index action. Right click, add view, MVC 5 view. Just a small view I am creating. A simple view. Home page. That's it. Nothing there. Now run this. Extended web dot infrastructure required. Why? You see routing optimization, all are there. Web dot infrastructure. Just a second, guys. Infrastructure. Are you sure? Depend. Okay, the assembly manifest does not match with the assembly reference. Just a minute. No, it asked me to update and this one here. Microsoft.web.infrastructure is the old version. Just ask it to update. That's all. And already I explained you how to update your packages in the NuGet. I shown you all these options to you. Go to NuGet. Go to updates. Which one it was telling? It was telling about infrastructure. Now it is not there. Earlier it was there because it already updated. So select that and just go for installing the latest version. That's all. It's just an update missing there. That's why it is giving an error. Okay, leave it. Now you guys observe. What controller are you running now? Home controller, API, sorry. MVC controller, API controller. MVC controller. I want to run an API controller. Okay. API / customer. Both will run here. What is the URL for APIs? /API / controller name. For MVC, home. Controller name na default Asp Net index. Home / index. Will call you the things. Both are running or not? Both are running. Why both are running? Because in my global.asx, I have registered web API config also and route config also. So both has to work for me in this context. Okay now? So both are going to work in this particular scenario. Okay. Now your project works for both for MVC also. It works for API also. And notice I opened a blank project now. But if you select the API project, by default 2 checkboxes are selected. Sunday I shown you already. If I select web forms, only web forms checkbox is selected. If I select MVC, only MVC checkbox is selected. When I select web API, both are selected. But last class what we done is we opened a blank project. Why means to show you all these things only I did not go for selecting an MVC project there. Sorry, web API project. But web API requires MVC also, web API also. Both controllers should run. Otherwise you develop a web API. How do you test it? You need MVC again there. Understood my point? Okay. Now let us create the view for doing this. And to do this, guys, install jQuery in your systems first. Install jQuery in your system. Just install jQuery also in your system. We forgotten to do that because we are going to call by using jQuery only. So we forgot to install jQuery. You get package manager, browse, jQuery. Okay. So jQuery installed. Fine. Go to scripts. jQuery. I just pulled jQuery also. jQuery 3.6.0. That is the latest version. Fine. Now we just require to write up all the code for calling the API and display the output. Observe carefully. Actually, to display this output, I want to show the output in a tabular format. So basically, my design, I want to do it like this. First, I want to take a table with 2 columns. I want to take a table with 2 columns. This is a table containing 2 columns. And again, in the first column, I again want a table. And the table, yes, I again want a table. to display the records. This is a table to display the records. Okay, all the records should be displayed now. Now here I want to take another table, means multiple tables are there, you understood. Another table here, and here I want to place my text boxes and all for inserting operations now. Is that clear? So how many tables are there totally? 3 tables. First outer table, first column contains a table, second column contains a table again. Okay, that is the layout. That is what I want to design. Okay. HTML code, I'm not giving any explanation, guys. I'll talk about the jQuery code and calling. HTML, I'm not focusing. Yeah, hold on. Watch. Inside of the div, have a look. I have a table, body is equals to and a percent, one row, and is my first TD and is my second TD. That contains 2 columns. One row only, na? We have only 1 row, 2 columns. In the first column, what I want is a table again. In the first column, what I want is a table again. Table, border, align. What is the name of the table? TBL customers. Afterwards, I'm using the T head tag. I'm using the T head tag. And in the T head tag, I'm using a TR header row here. This is my header row. And when you come to body row, when you come to T body, when you come to the T body, all of you, okay. When you just come to T body, the T body is empty. Why? T body should load the data from API. That should load and come. This data should come dynamically. I'm not creating a static table. It is a dynamic. So you understand now? So this is the table in the left hand side. This is the table in the left hand side now. What it contains? Customer details in the first row and the body. Body should contain dynamically. Now, the second column means right hand side. What you can't, I'm using a form tag, table, align is equals to center, and you see customer ID, input ID is equals to customer, and button. What is this? Nothing, guys. I want a text box, and beside that is search button. Beside the button, search button. I'll show you the output. One name text box, balance text box, city text box, and also 4 buttons in the bottom. What are the 4 buttons? See? Insert button, update button, delete button, clear button. Run the code once and watch the output. You'll get a clarity. What exactly I have done, you get a clarity about all these things. Save, run. This is what I designed here. This is what exactly I designed. See in the left hand side, you have data. Data is not coming. It should come. When I did not call the API now, I need to call the API and get the data. And look at the right hand side now. What do you have? One. Suppose you want to insert a record. Enter the customer ID, enter the name, enter the balance, enter the city. Click on insert, should insert. You want to update a record. For updating, first you need to load it now. For updating, first you need to load it. Suppose I'm entering 105 and click on the search button now. This is the search button. When I click on this button, what has to do? It has to load the data. I will make changes and click on update. Should update. Or if I click on delete, should delete. Clear, you know. That is the reset button, that's all. Are you clear? And to complete this task here, I'm going to write totally 5 jQuery functions now. First one, load data. To load all the data. Second one, search. Search button, search customer. Third one, insert customer. Fourth one, update customer. Fifth one, delete customer. Are you guys clear? How many totally? 5 methods. Now, look at this code carefully. Look at this code carefully. If you just observe it, so these are buttons now. Button, 3 buttons here. Insert button, update button, not submit buttons here, normal buttons, that's all. And you guys observe, on click I'm calling, what I'm calling? Add customer, update customer, delete customer. We need to write all these things. Sir, another 2 methods is search customer. Search customer in the search button. Where is the search button? Beside the text box it is. Go up. So this, beside the customer ID text box, you're calling, oh sorry, not search customer, get customer. Anything here, no problem. Get customer or search customer, whatever it is. So 4. Fifth method, get customers. What is fifth one? Get customers. When should I call get customers? When should I call get customers? In body. Understood? Body load. Body load, what I should call? Get customers. So observe it now, totally 5 methods I need to write. Array, these 5 methods you know na. In a controller we used to get customers, get customer, insert, update, same now also. Okay. So first one is get customers. This has to get all the customers. Second one, get customer. It has to get the single customer. Third one, add customer, update customer, delete customer. All this. So totally 5 methods are what you require to give a implementation now. Shall we? Okay. So let us write the implementation for all these things now. Come on. So body, nothing is there to do now. In the body, there is nothing to do. Body is done. What I require to do is in the head section, I need to write the script code to complete my actions. Script. Watch all of you. I'm writing my first function. What is the first function? Get customers. Get customers. In the get customers, what do you want to do? You wanted to call the API, correct? Watch. $.ajax. $.ajax. It's an Ajax call, asynchronous call. Remember, no page submissions will happen at all. Watch it. That's the beauty in our coding now. No page submission, insert, update, delete, everything will be done in the background. No, not at all submitting the page. Okay, fine. Open the braces. And inside of it, you're required to write the code in the curly braces. Okay, look at that carefully. You need to provide all the information now. What is it? And that day, Saturday, I shown you calling action methods using Ajax now. Saturday, I shown you calling action methods. A similar style of coding only. First, URL. You're required to tell what is the URL. What is the URL? URL of the API. URL of the API. What is the URL of the API? HTTP localhost web API service web API service slash API slash. We already called it now. That is the URL in the Postman I shown you, in the browser I shown you. This is the URL to call, and basically this will send you a GET request. This will send you GET request. Okay, HTTP URL. You understood the URL, and this URL will be same for all methods. What will change? Getta, posta, that will change. That's all. How to change that, sir? Watch. This is it. Comma is the first value. Second, type. What is the type? Request type. What is the request type? Get is request type. If I change post, it will go and call post method. If I put, it will go and call put method. If I put delete, it will go and call delete method. Okay, comma. Next, data type. You want the data in which format? Come on, answer. You want the data in which format? Louder. Already explained you now. Data type is JSON. Next, success. You remember this one? If success, what should happen? So on that day, if success, we call a function called F1. If failure, we call a function called F2. Like this only. If success, I'm calling a function called as build table. We need to write that code. Build table. What this function will do, you know? This will build all the table now. This is going to build you all the table. Same way, error. If there is an error. Another function I'm calling display error. That is the code. Any doubts with anything there? I'll explain you. What is the first one? URL. Second one, type. Third one, data type. Fourth one, success, what to do. Fifth one, error, what to do. So now, to complete this task, I require to write the two methods, two functions now. What's function? Build table. Guys, all of you carefully understand. If I call get customers, what it returns you? All the customers. Okay, in the form of a list. In the form of a list. And you know that JavaScript doesn't have any data types. So directly I'm saying, and that is a list. Any name you give, that is only a variable name, that's all. But basically it's a list of customer. It is a list of customer. Name is customers. So you can give any name you want here, no problem at all. But because it is a list of customer, I called it as customers. Now, the build table will receive the data. The build table will receive the data. What you require to do? What you require to do? You require to build the table now. You require to build the table. Not like table also here. Table is ready. First row is also ready. What you require to build is only the data rows. Means not TH. First row with all the 5 TH is added. We need to add TR TDs. How many? How many are there? That many number. Array. If 100 are there, 100 times you cannot write that. So let us loop it, guys. Let us loop it. So before writing the code, see what I'm doing. Dollar. See this code. Hash. What is our table name here? See. TBL customers. And see, Saturday explained you, this is how you refer to your control. No need to call document.getElement by ID of ID. No need. In jQuery, what is it? Simple way, dollar hash control name. ID. What is the ID? TBL customer. Means you're referring to what? You're referring to what? You're referring to the table now. Which table? TBL customer. And a TBL customer, we have two things here. T head, T body. We had a T head, T body. Now if I say T body, it refers to the body of the table customers. Dot empty. Can you understand this statement? If anything is already present, clear them. What I'm clearing? Head or body? Body. Don't clear head. Head is common. Why to clear the body, sir? Why to clear the body? Because first time you loaded 10 records are there. There are some changes in the database, 20 records are there. You want the latest again? I want the latest again. What to do? Clear the whole. Freshly load the new one now. So that's why I called the empty function. So this is going to clear it. Okay. Next. For each loop. I want to read a for each loop. Oh, you have for each loop in jQuery. JavaScript. JavaScript has for each loop. Are you thought? I don't know. Are you taught in your JavaScript classes? How do you write? Dollar and dot each. We don't write for each here. Simply what you write each. How do you write for each loop in C#? For each customer, C in customers. Correct? But here we write in a different style. First your list here. What is the list name? Customers. Comma. Then you need to pick that record. You need to pick that record and build a table. So here you need to call a function again. Function. And for this function, two things will pass. One is index of the record. Second one is the record. What is the first parameter? Index of the record. Second one? What is the second one? The record. Customer record for each customer. See now, you're passing customer. Customer is one customer. When the processing is happening, one by one customer will come for you into this. Okay. Now open the braces. Okay. So look at this now. So this is for each customer, one by one customer is coming now. Okay. Guys, here I want to build my table. I want to build my row. I'm sorry. I want to build my rows, not table. Table is ready. I want to build my rows. How do you build? One by one row has to be built now. One by one row has to be built now. Okay. So just watch it again. Dollar. I'm referring to the table. I'm not pointing to anybody, guys. I'm referring to the table. What is the name? TBL customers. Dot append. Append method here. I'm appending now. What do you want to append? I want to append a row. I want to append a row. So guys, watch. Append a row. So what do you want? TR. After TR, what do you want? TD. After TD, you want the value. Customer ID, I want to do align center. Align is equals to center. Align equal to center. Plus concatenating. What I'm concatenating? Customer dot customer ID. You're concatenating the customer ID. What next? Close the TD plus what to do? Close the TD. Again, single quote by TD. Again, start the next TD. TD. What should come? Name should come. Plus customer dot name. Plus. Help me please. You know HTML, tell the code fast. You have a TD, name comes there. After that, by TD, again TD. What do you want now? Balance. I want the balance to be aligned right side. So, align equal to right. Align equal to right. Next. Will you speak louder? Customer dot balance. What's it? By TD, not TD. By TD, TD. Next. Fourth column. City. Customer dot city. I want to get the city here. Again, plus by TD, plus is actually here I'm writing a line is equals to, actually the database will send you true or false values. I don't want to show true or false. What I want to show, if it is true, I want to show as active. If it is false, I want to show it as inactive. Is that clear? Okay. How to get that? I'll tell you. Just a minute. Hold on a second. Here what should come? Data should come. I did not put the data. Okay. After the data, by TD, by TR. End of the row now. By TD and by TR. Okay. Now what should come here? Status should come. Okay. Just a second here. Before looping this data, before appending this one, here I'm writing a small statement. Watch it. Inside of the for each only. Watch it. Where status is equals to customer dot status question mark active colon inactive. You know this conditional operator na? What is it here? If this is true, what it returns? Active. If it is false, what it returns? Inactive. You know this operator. So the value comes into status. So come here and here directly put the status. Directly put the status. So what will come? Active or inactive or whatever it is will be published for you over there. Active, inactive. Okay. Done. The row is built. Done, guys. The row is built now. Are you clear? And remember, you are appending this. So this will go to add to the table right now. All these are added to the table. What? Another function here. What is the other function? Display error. Function. Display error. Nothing, guys. Window dot alert. Error on the server. Could not load the data. There is an error on the server. There is an error. There is an error on the server. Could not load the data. Don't know what is the reason, but there is an error. I'm just going to publish it. And all this one, where you called it, where you written it, get customers. And don't forget, you called get customers in the body onload. So when I run this now, in the onload, it has to call the API and it has to load me the table. Sorry guys, it's not offing. Shit. Watch. Here is your data. And here see, it's an inactive record. It's just going to be an inactive record, and what you got is inactive here. These all the 16 records are loaded. Is it clear? All the 16 records. So my first method is done. What is it? Get customers. Second method. Get customer to get a single record, right? I need to write a method called get customer to get a single record. But that record should not be published here. That record should be published in the text boxes. Put it in the mind. Where you want to show? Text boxes. So get customer is calling build table and display customer centrally. Now function get customer. I need to call the get customer method. And all of you remember, when you are performing a search operation, you will enter the customer ID and click on the search. Don't forget that. You will enter a customer ID and click on the search now. Are you clearer or not? So now that customer ID should be passed to my server. Okay, just look at this. Copy this code as it is, guys. $.ajax code. Copy this paste it here. And URL is same every time. I said to you already. Yes or not? The URL is same every time. Already I said to you. Next type is get only. Data type JSON only. But now the extra thing is data. I need to pass some data for this. What do you need to pass? The value of the text box. What I should pass? The value of the text box. How to pass? See this. What is the parameter name? ID. So ID. Parameter name is ID. Colon. Okay. Sorry. ID. And here you need to say dollar. What is the name of the text box? Hash customer ID. Dot. Val. So it is going to get the value of the text box now. That is going to be passed here. Okay. Now all of you, listen. If it is success, what to do? Should I call build table? No. Why? Success, I want to show the output in the text boxes. Remember that. If it is success, I just want to show the output in the text boxes. Okay. If it is success, I want to call a function. I want to call a function to display the output in the text boxes. I repeat, I want to call a function to display the output in the text boxes. That's what exactly my requirement is. It is a failure. It is a failure. Failure, I want to show the error message. I want to show the error message. Is the point clear? Okay. Well, guys, two options here. What is that? One, without here you called a function called build table and return the code. Same way, you can write a function called display customer, write a separate function and implement all the logic there. That is one option. Our second option, I'm telling you different styles of writing the code. Second option, you can write off all the code here only. Array, what is that here? In a method, you have some 10 lines of code. Somewhere you want to write 10 lines of code. You can write the 10 lines of code there, or you can write the 10 lines of code in a function called the function also. Your choice. Correct or not? So here also, the same thing I'm just trying to tell. Either you write all the code in a function and call the function here, just like I called build table. Second one, write up the code directly here. Shall I show you writing of the code directly here? Watch it. Without writing a separate function, directly function. What should I pass? Customer. So what is this customer? Array, we are going to get the customer data now. That customer, one record. Not customers now. One record, customer. And first, what to check? If customer equal to null. Customer equal to null means data not loaded. Array, customer equal to null means data not loaded. There is no data loaded. If data is not loaded, what I'll do? Window.alert. Window.alert. No customer exists with the given ID. No customer exists with the given ID. Okay. And once this is done, I want to clear the form. All the text boxes should be cleared off. How can you clear? Dollar. Guys, what's your form name? You add a form here. What is the form name? FRM customer. Form name is FRM customer. Dot. Trigger. Trigger what? It will invoke the reset button code. It will invoke the reset button code. You guys, you completed Windows programming now? Array, we learned to perform click. PTN reset dot perform click. Will perform your click action. This is also the same thing. Trigger. Trigger what? The reset functionality. After triggering the reset functionality, what you do, dollar. What is the text box name? Hash customer ID dot Hope you understood. I'm resetting the focus. When I'm doing all these things, guys, if customer is null, no, customer is not null, means customer loaded data. If customer loaded data, display the data in the text boxes now. How to display? Dollar hash name text box dot val. What is the value? Customer dot name. Repeat the same for the remaining two also. What next? Balance. What next? City. Okay, customer dot balance, customer dot city, customer dot balance and customer dot city. Okay, error. Already this method is there na. Array, error method is already there here. No need to bother about it now. So run it. First in the onload, get customers is going to be called and show you all the customers data. See, when you're calling post also, coding will be same. Not loaded. Some error somewhere. Unexpected token. Line number 37. Your semicolon won't come. ID dot val. No need semicolon. Huh? Yeah, very mistake. Semicolon is put. I'm entering 105 and click on this. Got it. I'm entering 125. 125 is not existing. When I click on the search button, no customer exists. When I click on the OK, oh, dollar is missing. Now, 105, 125. Form is reset, see? Only three things pending for us now. What? Insert, update, delete. We'll write tomorrow. Okay, let's stop here.